Have you ever gotten completely lost in a video game? Focus, totally locked in, and then thought, why can't I feel this dialed in when I'm cooking? In the game, you understand the rules, you know the mechanics, you know how to win. But in the kitchen, you're playing a game you were never taught how to play. Cooking is like playing a video game on hard mode, and no one gave you the tutorial. Sometimes it works, sometimes your sauce tastes like panic and poor decisions. The problem? You're playing the game without knowing the cheat codes. I don't treat recipes like rules. I treat them like side quests. Optional, occasionally useful, often overcomplicated. The kitchen? That's my arena. The pan is my weapon. The ingredients? That's my inventory. And today I'm not teaching you how to cook a dish. I'm handing you the cheat codes, the flavor logic, the combos, the real reasons some people know what a dish needs and others are still googling how to fix a broken sauce. And when you know all of them, you stop following recipes and cooking finally feels your game. Every game has a system. At the start, you're underpowered. Wooden sword, no stats, no skills, just button mashing and hope. There's no tutorial level for cooking. No friendly NPC to tell you when the garlic's about to burn. But the longer you play, the more you learn. When to dodge, when to block, when to strike. You start to see the patterns. Cooking is the same. You start with 3 ingredients and no clue. You burn the garlic, you over-season the rice, you wonder why your sauce tastes like warm water. But over time, you unlock skills, heat control, ingredient synergy, timing, flavor balance, and eventually, you stop following recipes and you rig the game. In most games, gear matters, but what really gives you power is understanding how it works. You don't need the legendary master sword, you just need to know when to swing, where to stand, when to back off, how to land the combo. Same in the kitchen. You don't need dark soy, or mirin, or chorizo. You need what those ingredients bring. Saltiness, sweetness, acidity, bitterness, umami. These are your elemental types, your flavor magic. And just like in an RPG, each of those elements adds its own skill tree. Sweet might mean honey, caramelized onions, roasted red peppers, even a splash of port. Acid could be lemon, vinegar, tomatoes, wine, yogurt. Umami, that's your heavy magic. Soy, miso, mushrooms, anchovies, cured meats. Bitterness, your secret weapon. Dark chocolate, coffee, char. The more you explore each branch, the more spells you unlock. You're not stuck waiting for a recipe to tell you what to do. You're building out your flavor class, learning synergy, chaining combos, upgrading stats. This isn't a fetch quest, it's a skill upgrade. Once you understand that, ingredients become interchangeable. No lemon, use vinegar. No brown sugar, use honey. No stock, use a splash of soy and a piece of mushroom. You're not just following steps, you're casting spells. You're playing the system. Stop grinding for specific ingredients. Learn the flavor tree. Try swapping one ingredient this week. Match the flavor, not the name. Every game has that moment. You open your inventory and realize you've been carrying all this gear and had no idea how powerful it actually was. Cooking is the same. You think you've got nothing in the house, but really you're sitting on a full loadout. Garlic? That's early game DPS. Olive oil? That's your passive buff, applied automatically to almost every dish. Anchovies? That's your critical strike. Small, silent, devastating. Mustard? Crowd control. Bright, sharp, cuts through the noise. You're not short on tools, you just haven't equipped them yet. Even the stuff you walk past every day. The stuff in the back of the fridge, the forgotten corner of the spice rack. They're not clutter, they're gear. Modifiers, boost, flavor grenades. In my kitchen, olive oil, garlic and chorizo are always on hand. They're my core build. I know exactly what they do, how they stack and how to combine them. I don't need rare loot drops, I just need to use what I've got. And every time I learn something new about an ingredient I already had, that's like unlocking a secret level. Your pantry is already powerful, you just have to build with it. Open your fridge and pick 3 things, then ask what can these do together. In the early game, if you're like me, you die a lot. You misjudge the timing, you swing too early, you walk into traps you didn't know were there. But every time you fail, you learn the pattern. You get faster, smarter, more confident. Cooking works exactly the same way. you'll burn the garlic, you'll break the emulsion, you'll oversalt the rice, undercook the chicken, ruin a beautiful sauce with one clumsy move. And that hurts. But that's not failure, that's XP. The first time I tried to balance lemon, butter and soy, it tasted like hot soda and heartbreak. But it taught me something I couldn't have learned from recipe. I learned the shape of acidity, what fat does when it hits acid, how salt can pull them back into balance. That didn't come from reading a walkthrough, it came from losing the fight and learning how to win the next one. And just like in games, when you mess up, you can try again, you respawn, you reload, you keep going. It's only game over if you stop playing. Every time you burn something, miss the timing, overdo the acid, you're not failing, you're leveling up. So whenever you overdo something, fix it. That's how you level up. Every player has a build. Some go stealth, light, minimal, efficient. Some go magic, complex, layered, unexpected. Some swing heavy, big flavor. No apologies. Me, I'm a Portuguese flavor tank. I soak my food in olive that smells like sunlight on old stone. I stack garlic, not just for taste, but for heat, aroma, attitude. I bring in chorizo early, because paprika and smoke are part of the opening attack. Red pepper for sweetness, and boom, a hit of vinegar for sharpness. My precision strike. That's not just what I use, that's how I play. It's how I was raised. It's what makes sense to me. It's what makes me cook with instinct instead of hesitation. You don't have to cook like me. Hell, you don't have to cook like anyone. If your instincts lean towards citrus and herbs, that's your mage build. If it's balsamic vinegar and tahini or soy, chili and lime, beautiful. You're a rogue, dual striking everyone. You're not choosing a correct flavor profile, you're choosing your class. You're choosing the moves that feel like home. This is where flavor gets personal. Not technical, not precise, personal. Flavor isn't just instinct, it's your build. Choose it with pride. Write down your top 5 ingredients. That will be your starting class. In video games, it's not just the moves you make, it's the world you move through. A good level has terrain, variation, resistance, interaction. The floor creaks, the wind pushes, the surface pulls you forward or holds you back. Texture in food is the same. It's not just about flavor, it's about feel, about building something the mouth can actually explore. Soft isn't enough, you need soft with tension, crisp with crumble, crunch that gives way, creamy that lingers just enough before it's gone. Texture gives the dish a shape, like a well-designed level. It tells the eater where to pause, when to push, what to expect next. You don't remember flavor alone, you remember cracking to the crust of a gratin, the snap of a crispy chicken skin, the chew in a perfect bite of pasta that fights back just a little. And you can build that intentionally. Add crispiness to cream, add chew to softness, add cold to heat. Not for decoration, but for depth. Texture is level design. Build contrast to guide the eater's experience. Add one texture contrast to your next meal, even if it's just something crunchy on top. Every game has a final boss. Big health bar, no rules, no tutorials, just chaos, pressure, timing. It doesn't matter how well you prepared. When you're in the fight, you have to adapt. In cooking, that boss is balance. It shows up in every sauce, every stew, every vinaigrette, pan sauce or dressing that you think you've nailed until the final taste. Too salty? Don't throw it out. You counter with some sweetness. Too flat? Add some fat. Richness brings shape and weight. Too rich? You hit it with some bitterness or brightness. Clean, sharp and fast. And sometimes you taste something and you just know it's wrong. And that's where instinct comes in. Because the real skill in cooking isn't knowing what to add, is knowing why to add it. The flavor isn't off because you're missing some magic ingredient. It's off because something's out of place, out of rhythm. And once you learn how to read that, you stop guessing and you start diagnosing. You're not cooking like a student anymore, you're cooking like a tactician. Taste, adjust, counter, react. You're not just following a recipe, you're controlling the battlefield. Balance isn't perfection, it's pattern recognition. Taste everything and name what it needs, not what it's missing. Cooking used to feel like a test. Did I follow the instructions right? Did I use the exact ingredients? But now I see it for what it really is. It's a game, and I learn how to play. I walk into my kitchen like I'm opening my inventory. I taste the sauce like I'm scanning the battlefield. I don't panic when something's off. I adapt. That's the real power. Not perfection, instinct. Your kitchen is the game, and you're already a player. You just needed the cheat codes.
You win!